Hello, a very good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Let's begin with this morning's headlines. At least 27 killed and over 120 injured after a deadly blast outside a shrine in Thailand's capital, Bangkok. Foreigners among dead. Prime Minister pitches for a decisive battle against terror in his address to the Indian diaspora in Dubai. Says distinction between good and bad terror must end. NIA to conduct a lie detector test on captured Pakistani terrorist Mohammad Naveed. He was captured during an attack on a BSF convoy on August 5th. NDA's third rally in poll-bound Bihar. Prime Minister Narendra Modi likely to announce a special package for Bihar in Saharsa. And Met Department issues flood warning for UP, Bihar, Assam and West Bengal. This after heavy rains are predicted over the next 4 days in the Himalayan foothills. Well, the Thai police forces have launched an investigation into the unprecedented attack on the Erawan shrine in Bangkok. 27 people have been killed and scores others injured. Rescue operations are still underway. Officials have not yet confirmed if it was a terror attack. No group has claimed responsibility so far. Prime Minister Narendra Modi condemned the blast as he pitched for a decisive battle against terror. Here's more.
The morning scene after blast. Thai police forces cleaned up the spot, looking out for clues at the famous Erawan shrine. Monday's rush evening hour ended up in chaos in Thai capital Bangkok as a bomb exploded close to the shrine. Thai police confirmed that the blast was caused by an improvised explosive device loaded with TNT. 2 other bombs were defused by the police. Roads around the shrine have been closed as heavy security covers the area. Rescue efforts are still underway.
Pues nada, veníamos del aeropuerto hacia el hotel y entonces hemos escuchado una explosión, nos ha pillado un taxi, estaba muy cerca del centro de la plaza, pero claro.
มันก็หัวใจเราก็ตุบๆใช่ไหมมันก็แต่เราไม่กลัวแล้วขี่เข้ามาดูไงขี่เข้ามาดูก็เห็นตีนขาดแล้วก็ช่วงไหล่ขาดแล้วก็ขาขาดแล้วก็คนเจ็บขาขาดเขาก็ตอนที่ผมมานี่คือได้ยินเสียงระเบิดครับเราก็เลยมาก็เจอผู้เสียชีวิตกับ
Thai Defence Minister said the blast was aimed to destroy the country's economy and tourism industry. The Thai government has vowed to hunt down the perpetrators.
และคณะรัฐบาลขอแสดงความเสียใจไปยังครอบครัวของผู้ที่บาดเจ็บและผู้เสียชีวิตอย่างสุดซึ้งนะครับรัฐบาลยืนยันว่าจะดำเนินการตามมาตรการทุกอย่างเต็มความสามารถเพื่อที่จะสืบสวนหาผู้ที่เกี่ยวข้อง
Indian ambassador to Thailand meanwhile assured that all Indians in Bangkok were safe. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also condemned the bomb blast in Bangkok as he pitched for a war against terror. The Erawan shrine is a major tourist attraction and foreigners are among the casualties. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack so far. However, officials are not ruling out the possibility of a Muslim insurgency or a violent rivalry between political factions. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Moving on to our other top focus now, India has succeeded to get the UAE's backing in its fight against terror. The two countries elevated their ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership and denounced countries sponsoring terror during the Prime Minister's 2-day visit. The Prime Minister also obliquely referred to Pakistan during his address to the Indian diaspora in Dubai last night and asked countries to dismantle terror infrastructure. Here's more.
After 34 years, we have one Prime Minister who decided to pay a visit the 2.6 million Indians living in UAE.
Prime Minister Modi pitched for a decisive battle against terrorism as he addressed a gathering of about 50,000 Indians in Dubai last night. Modi asked countries to choose if they are sponsors of the menace or against them. The strong message came on a day India and the UAE together denounced countries sponsoring terrorism and asked all states to dismantle terror infrastructure.
आज अमीरात और भारत की तरफ से आतंकवाद के खिलाफ दो टूक शब्दों में बिना लाग लपेट और किसी की परवाह किए बिना साफ साफ शब्दों में संकेत दे दिए गए। आतंकवाद के खिलाफ एकता का स्वर आज इस धरती से उठा है। मैं इसे बहुत अहम मानता हूं। और इतना ही नहीं, समझने वाले समझ जाएंगे।
Modi also took a swipe at the United Nations Security Council, saying it has not been able to define terrorism.
मानव समुदाय को मरहम लगाने के लिए, आगे मानव जात को ऐसे संकट झेलने की नौबत न आए, इसके लिए प्रिकॉशन लेने के लिए, व्यवस्थाएं विकसित करने के लिए 70 साल पहले यूनाइटेड नेशंस का जन्म हुआ। लेकिन वह यूनाइटेड नेशंस आतंकवाद की अभी तक परिभाषा नहीं कर पाया है। दूसरी योजना।
Speaking just ahead of the NSA-level talks with Pakistan on August 23, Modi said India has been a victim of terrorism for the last 40 years, with innocent people being killed, but the world has realized its impact only now. He added, false distinction between good and bad terror must end.
Good Taliban, bad Taliban. Good terrorism, bad terrorism, ये अब चलने वाला नहीं है। हर किसी को तय करना पड़ेगा कि फैसला करो कि आप आतंकवाद के साथ हो कि आप मानवता के साथ हो। निर्णय करो।
Modi's vile jibe at Pakistan came after the India-UAE joint statement in which the two sides decided to establish a strategic security dialogue to deliberate on major issues.
The two nations reject extremism and any link between religion and terrorism. They denounce and oppose terrorism in all forms and manifestation, wherever committed and by whomever, calling on states to reject and abandon the use of terrorism against other countries, dismantle terrorism infrastructures where they exist, and bring perpetrators of terrorism to justice.
A big takeaway of the PM's two-day visit was the UAE agreeing to adopt India's proposed comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism in the United Nations, which could pave the way for the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or the OIC, comprising 57 countries, to follow suit. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Moving on now, the National Investigation Agency has been granted permission to conduct a lie detector test on the captured LET terrorist Mohammad Naveed Yaqub. A polygraph test to be conducted today is expected to shed light on Naveed's handlers and bring out the facts of the actual terror conspiracy of the attack on the BSF convoy hatched on Pakistani soil. Naveed has been giving misleading statements to the security agencies over the past 10 days about his Indian contacts and the route he took to infiltrate into Jammu and Kashmir. The DNA and the voice samples of the alleged LET operative will also be obtained by the NIA. The DNA samples will confirm Naveed's Pakistani identity, which Islamabad has been denying. On Monday, Naveed was produced before a district judge who held in-camera proceedings and ordered for a lie detector test at 11 a.m. Today at the Central Forensic Science Laboratory in Delhi. The Prime Minister, who is back in India after his two-day UAE visit, will hold his third rally in Bihar that goes to polls in a few months from now. All eyes are on whether he will announce a special package for the state. Reports say that that announcement is likely with the pressure mounting from the state Chief Minister. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has repeatedly demanded a special category status for Bihar and said anything less won't help it develop. He will, however, be inaugurating 11 national highway projects involving investment of 6,200 crore rupees at Ara. Later, he will address an NDA rally in Saharsa in the afternoon. Modi has already addressed 2 election rallies in Muzaffarpur and Gaya ahead of the Bihar Assembly elections.
अभी तक सिर्फ बोली में ही है, एक्शन में तो कुछ नहीं है। बिहार में आकर के विशेष राज्य का दर्जा देंगे, विशेष सहायता देंगे, विशेष ध्यान देंगे, अभी तक तो कुछ उसका स्वरूप दिखाई नहीं पड़ रहा।
नीतीश कुमार जी और लालू जी लाख जोर लगा लें, कहने को भले ही वो कह सकते हैं कि हम लोग एकजुट हैं, लेकिन आज के तारीख में दोनों एक दूसरे को सहमात का खेल वहां चल रहा है। दोनों एक दूसरे के ऊपर लगे हुए हैं कि कब इनको पटकनियां दें।
Well, joining me for a chat to talk about this morning is JP Yadav, special correspondent of the Telegraph. Very good morning, JP Yadav. Thank you for joining us on the program. You know, it's been a long-standing demand as far as the Chief Minister of Bihar is concerned for special status to be awarded to his state. But the question really is, will the Prime Minister announce any kind of a special package when he addresses a couple of rallies there in Bihar today?
Whether he announces in this rally or not, but he has certainly promised one and he cannot afford not to do so. Whether he announces in this rally or next rally, because the campaign is still long way ahead, so that is definite to come. But in what form and what kind of package it will come and what kind of politics it will kickstart again from Nitish Kumar, that has to be seen.
You know, how much of an impact really is it going to have on the voter on the ground?
That has been a long-standing demand. See, both sides are trying to sell कि they are a better development model. Modi is trying to say, I am a better development model than Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar cannot develop Bihar because he is with Lalu Prasad Yadav, who signifies all the whatever wrong that has happened in Bihar. So naturally it's going to have an impact. The voter will discuss and debate who is a better option, who can provide a better development model for Bihar, or the way ahead how Bihar will develop. So that is definitely going to impact, because both sides will play politics based on that.
No, is it going to have that significant of an impact as both the political parties are expecting it to have, or is it going to go beyond that?
Definitely. See, Nitish Kumar, what he has been demanding, he will reject, because special package he is not demanding. He is demanding a special status for Bihar. So naturally he will reject that idea ki it's very little and Modi is just fooling you, whereas I was demanding special status. That will give. That is the promised thing. He is not giving special status, and special status is not to come, because Modi has said he will give a special package. So naturally it will have an impact. Both will try to convince the voters that this is not the thing we had demanded. This will not develop Bihar. While Modi will try to convince this is the package, this can turn Bihar into a great developed state, what I have given. So naturally both sides will try to play politics on that. But above that, Bihar remains development and caste mix together in Bihar in a very peculiar fashion. So caste and development, that conglomeration, because Nitish Kumar is signifying development while Lalu is trying to get the caste arithmetic right, and Nitish Kumar is also contributing in that, while Modi is trying to caste thing is also being played. Only development doesn't sell in Bihar. You have to have a proper caste combination along with that. So you will see Modi has different people from different castes. Kushwaha is there, Ramvilas Paswan is there, Jitan Ram Majhi is there. So he is trying to dent the caste base of Lalu and Nitish, the backward, the OBC what we call. And Narendra Modi is also being projected as a backward leader in Bihar. His caste is being, Modi might despise caste, and from the Red Fort, he might say that caste is a poison, but in Bihar his caste is being sold.
Indeed. All right, JP Yadav, we'll have to leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us there with those details and putting things into perspective for us as far as the Bihar polls are concerned. Well, it's time for a short break now, but much more lined up on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, a flood warning has been issued to Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Assam and West Bengal due to possibility of heavy rainfall in the foothills of Himalayas over the next 4 days. During a high-level meeting convened by the National Disaster Management Authority, the Met Department informed that a monsoon will bring heavy to very heavy rainfall in the foothills of Himalayas. The rainfall will lead to swelling of the rivers Kosi, Gandak and Ghagra, tributaries of Ganga and all tributaries of Brahmaputra, that will further lead to flooding in plains in eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Assam and sub-Himalayan parts of West Bengal. The meeting was attended by Central Water Commission personnel and resident commissioners of all the states concerned. The states which are likely to be affected have been asked to be in touch with the agencies concerned in case of any exigency. Well, let's take a look now at the news and events lined up for the day in our segment, The Day Ahead. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi will begin his two-day tour of Amethi from today. The visit is a routine tour to meet people in his constituency and to monitor development activities assigned to MPs. This will be Rahul's first trip to Amethi since May, when he led a foot march through Jagdishpur to protest the quiet burial of a mega food park project in his parliamentary constituency. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley will inaugurate SBI's second banking and economics conclave today. The theme for this year is India's growth story and what measures are required. On August 20th, RBI Governor and SBI Chairman will share their thoughts on the matter. The event will bring distinguished industrialists, regulators, policymakers, academicians and professionals together to bring insights on the current banking and economic scenario. The monsoon session of the Odisha Assembly, which commences from today, is likely to be a stormy one, with the opposition gearing up to corner Naveen Patnaik's government on a host of issues, including the Brahma Parivartan mess and deteriorating law and order situation in the state. However, the ruling BJD said that the party was ready to discuss any issues raised by the opposition on the floor of the House. The Congress has called for a statewide strike in West Bengal today in protest against the alleged lynching of a student in the Sabha College in West Midnapur district. The strike called by the party is to protest against the unfair investigation being done by the Bengal police and also to make people aware of the law and order situation of West Bengal. Moving on now, the agitation demanding the implementation of the one rank, one pension scheme has reached a new level as two of the protesting ex-servicemen began a fast unto death. Meanwhile, 10 former defence chiefs have written to the Prime Minister expressing concern at the delay in implementing the long-pending scheme.
Stepping up agitation on the issue of one rank, one pension, two of the protesting ex-servicemen at Jantar Mantar launched a fast unto death on Sunday, demanding early implementation of the long-pending scheme.
रक्षा मंत्री को बोलिएगा, आप हमें रिटर्न में जो हमारे जनसतवीर ने जो प्रॉपर लेटर्स दे रखे हैं उन पे साइन करवा के जनसतवीर पहले उसको कंफर्म करेंगे हमारे को, उसी के बाद में चाहे 10 दिन हो चाहे 12 दिन हो, जब तक हम इंडेफिनिट स्ट्राइक पे बैठे रहेंगे, हिलेंगे नहीं।
होना चाहिए, सर होगा। हम 60 तो पहले हम 24 घंटे के लिए बैठ रहे हैं, अभी 16 तारीख से हम पक्के बैठ गए हैं, लेकिन होना चाहिए, होगा।
So far, the protesters had been on a relay hunger strike. Meanwhile, 10 former defence chiefs have written an open letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Among them are 7 former army chiefs, 2 former chiefs of the air staff and 1 former navy chief. In their letter, they say that even though they have full faith in the political leadership, but their inability to clinch the issue has left them dismayed. The letter further states, "We stand steadfastly by the side of our colleagues and fully support their just cause. Our silence so far was due to the need to observe propriety. Any further delays, in our considered view, will be at the cost of damaging the pride of the veterans and lowering the morale of the armed forces. The nation can ill afford such an imbroglio."
We are very upset with the high-handed dealing of our veterans by the police on 14th of August. Dignity of the veterans is at stake, and also the morale of the armed forces is at stake.
CPM leaders also lent their support to the agitating ex-servicemen.
I really feel extremely ashamed that today the government has taken such an adamant attitude that not even a single representative of government has come here to meet them, because clearly they don't have a date.
The BJP, however, has reiterated its support for the issue.
Efforts are being made in this direction to find a solution to something that hasn't been done for decades. The Honorable Prime Minister himself has assured the nation about this. It's unfortunate that some political parties are trying to politicize something when they haven't done any work on it.
The assurances apart, little forward movement has happened on OROP. Even though the Prime Minister was expected to make an announcement in this regard in his Independence Day speech, no specific time frame came. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And moving on to some international news now, former Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapakse has conceded defeat in the parliamentary elections held on Monday in the country. This even before the results are out. The vote counting is still underway. The first official result has come in favour of the UPFA, securing 53.84% of the votes polled with 4 seats. The UNP trails with 35.65% of the votes with 2 seats in the district. Well, it's time to take a look at some other international stories in our World Wrap. Fresh reports suggest that cyber attack threats in the US, which were revealed early in May, are much more extensive, with nearly 3 times as many taxpayers hit by data theft. Officials in the US Internal Revenue Service said that early in May, tax return information of about 114,000 US taxpayers had been illegally accessed by cyber criminals. They also made another 111,000 unsuccessful attempts. A new review also identified 220,000 additional incidents of data breach. According to early reports, IRS has identified 15,000 fraudulent returns during the 2015 tax filing season. After 2 hours of lockdown on Monday, a nuclear site in South Carolina has been reopened. It was shut down after a bomb sniffer dog overreacted and halted a delivery truck, causing alarm. The nuclear facility at the Savannah River site purifies highly enriched uranium. North Korea has threatened the United States over ongoing joint military exercise between Seoul and the US. Pyongyang also blared propaganda audio messages across the border into South Korea. Both US and South Korea started military exercises with other countries on Monday. The military exercise, spearheaded by the US and South Korea, is an annual effort to improve readiness and ensure stability on the Korean peninsula. At least 10 people were killed in fresh clashes in East Ukraine, even as the European Union and the United Nations expressed alarm over the spike in violence. Russia warned that Kiev could be preparing for a fresh offensive. They also accused the West of sending troops and weapons across the border, fueling tension in border areas. However, Ukraine blamed Russia for breaking an already tattered February truce. For the first time since 2006, active military personnel will fight raging wildfires in the US. The National Interagency Fire Center said that nearly 200 active duty military personnel will help battle wildfires ravaging 7 western states, including Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, California, Nevada, and Colorado. Meanwhile, firefighters are struggling to contain wildfires that are still burning in the northwestern United States, which forced the evacuation of over 1,500 people on Monday. Well, let's shift focus now and take a look at some overnight sports news in our sports beat. Former Davis Cup captain SP Mishra, India volleyball captain TPP Nair and Olympian hockey goalkeeper Romeo James have been recommended for this year's Dhyan Chand Award. The award selection committee, headed by former Indian hockey captain Zafar Iqbal, picked these 3 sportspersons out of 60 applicants at a meeting held in Delhi. Mishra, who is also the chairman of the current All India Tennis Association selection committee, was the Davis Cup captain of the country for a long time. Nair led the Indian team, which bagged a bronze medal in the 1958 Tokyo Asian Games and a silver medal in the next edition at Jakarta, while Romeo James represented the country in the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics, where India finished 5th. Athletic Bilbao won its first trophy in 31 years after securing a 1-1 draw with Barcelona at the Nou Camp. Bilbao claimed the Spanish Super Cup with a 5-1 aggregate victory. Bilbao won the first leg 4-0, but Barcelona threatened a comeback with Lionel Messi's close-range finish. Barca defender Gerard Piqué was sent off after the break, and Aritz Aduriz struck late on to seal it for Bilbao. Paralympic gold medalist Oscar Pistorius is set to be released from prison this week. He will be taken to a 3-story mansion in one of the wealthiest suburbs of South Africa's capital, Pretoria. The release of Pistorius is in line with South African sentencing guidelines that say non-dangerous prisoners should spend only 1/6 of a custodial sentence behind bars. Pistorius is due to serve the rest of his term in custodial supervision, which is a form of house arrest. Bruges will take on Manchester United at Old Trafford today in the first leg of the Champions League qualifier. Bruges reached the quarterfinals of the Europa League and finished second in the Belgian league last season, while United have been European Cup champions 3 times but were not involved last season, having failed to qualify when they finished 7th in the Premier League in 2013-14. The club has won both its Premier League games this season under manager Louis van Gaal. Well, that's it on this edition of the Breakfast News. Have a nice day.